Man, I'm just saying. Listen, welcome to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. I'm your host, you know the business, Minister Fred 2, aka in the government. You know, I got to use my government name. It's Frederick Whitlow II, aka that dude. Listen, today's show, when I say, look at me. When I say the show today is on some other hole, it's on some other hole. And I got a millennial doing stuff that's like really epic. Let me just stop there. So we're gonna get this thing popping. Wanda is featured on this with this new young lady. Her name is Lena, and she's got a dope one in Sangha. And listen, check out the joint. The vibe is right. You in the right spot. Don't forget to share this thing while the video's pumping and going. And you already know the business. It's already no session. Bible Beats and Bars. Let's go. Hey, Professor, let's put them on.
Another thing is smooth, it been your issue, yeah. Come out of the blue, leave it so confused. I'll be there, say Jizikiradi. I'll be there, say Jizikiradi. Want you to fill the room, just like a perfume. And I like a new, need you in my room. I'll be there, say Jizikiradi. I'll be there, say Jizikiradi. And your feelings don't let ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. On my mind, he's the only way. Only way, only way. Oh. And your feelings don't let it ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. And my God, he ain't here today. Haters gon' talk, but what they gon' do? Cops feel good, yeah, he always come through. I've been outside trying to get him on the live, boy. I've been trying to die, but what about you? Yo, on the better things. I've been chillin' with the Lord, having better days. I've been chillin' with the sword, having better slaves. He a king on my air, I ain't tight name. But you know we take it up. Do it for the king, yeah, it's the young queen. We ain't worried about no queen, told the devil that's enough. Wing came team 2116, back in 2019, and we had to run it up, though. One day hit the city like, whoa, cause you know the Holy Spirit gon' show. I be having long days, but the Lord show me grace with me, even when I feel low. And your feelings don't let ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. On my mind, he's the only way. He's the only way, only way, only way. Oh. And your feelings don't let it ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. And my God, he ain't here today. You know I'm out on my knee with more than my good reputation. A lot of love and I'm under your protection. You make me feel like I don't need nobody else. I wanna know what I would do without your blessings. I don't wanna live with regrets. I used to look for kisses and affection. You are my eyes and my passion. That's the elevation when I look into my person. And your feelings don't let ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. On my mind, he's the only way. He's the only way, only way, only way. Oh. And your feelings don't let it ruin your day. You wanna say it like you said. And my God, he ain't here today. Only way.
Welcome back to the session, Bible Beats and Bars. I'm hanging out with my homie to love, man. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
We got Rafiq. I was trying to do it real Frenchy like, but I know it's not Frenchy. So tell us about your name, Rafiq.
Yeah, so I believe it's Ghanaian, and it means friendship. So
wow,
yeah,
bro.
My dad's from Ghana, so
okay. Yeah. So since we there, man, 3, you got to give us 3. This is what we do. You new to the stage, but you in the stage. If you on the stage, I mean, you're doing something phenomenal. So I need three things that's unique about you, or 3 things you into Because people, once you get into the conversation, folk, then you're gonna be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But three things.
Okay. First, I'm a traveling spoken word poet.
Okay. Oh wait, you
So
a spoken word? Okay,
yeah.
give us 30 seconds of
Oh,
bars.
come on, man.
Yeah, man, I'm serious. Listen,
I wasn't
welcome
even
to the
ready.
session. Bible beats and bars.
Right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Uh, I remember late night walking to my mother's room. I don't know, walking into my grandmother's room, and the moonlight bent between blinds would illuminate this young boy. As she walks me through the scriptures, she would have me dress myself in Psalms, knowing that one day I would fit into it. Something like that, man. It was on the spot.
Yeah, that's what's up. But listen,
Yeah.
I love the lyrical geniusness. So
Yeah.
second thing about you.
Second thing, I'm a really big Christian hip hop head, man.
Wait, don't say hey, professor. Professor. Okay, so you got to run down. Tell me who you like, bro, because you're talking to somebody been in the game, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, starting way back from Ambassador and Cross Movement, Lecrae, Braille, Theory has.
Wait, you said Braille. That's yeah. You talking something serious right there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who else? Come on.
Aha Gazelle, man.
Aha
KB.
Gazelle. Yeah. Okay.
Andy Mineo. Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm all over the place. But
Okay.
Jackie
Well,
Hill Perry.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
Yeah,
already know. In fact, we're gonna get we might get some in just because you said that.
Okay.
Now we family for real.
Okay.
Because you talking about hip hop, you talking about the Christ flow.
Yeah.
That's my world right
Yeah,
here.
don't sleep on it.
All right,
Christian
you ain't
hip-hop,
gonna
man.
never gonna sleep on this. So anyway, third thing.
Third thing, man. I'm a big foodie, man. I love to cook.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I can really throw down in the kitchen.
Okay. Well, next time you come, you're going to bring something because
Oh,
you ain't
for
getting
sure.
you ain't getting in the studio doors without having some good food. Now,
For
where
sure.
you from? Where you from,
So
bro?
originally, man, I grew up in Connecticut, man. So up north.
I kind of figure you had that kind of
Yeah.
I'm an upstate New York dude. I'm the vibe was real today.
Yeah. But my family is from Jamaica. My mom's side is from Jamaica, and my dad's from Africa, Ghana. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you got Caribbean and Jamaican.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got that background. Yeah.
So you got Jamaican in you, then you got a Caribbean American. You got an African.
Yep.
African Edenic American, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot, yo.
Yeah.
So how has that impacted you as a person?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and also, listen, we talking to a millennial now.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about somebody that's way over trying to get it and bring it back. We talking about somebody that's right in the heart of what the pulse is. So tell us a little bit how does that has infused your life, man?
Yeah, man. So I mean, I come from kind of like humble upbringings. My mom was an immigrant that came over here, and her and her family, worked themselves up to provide a better life for me and my brother.
Gotcha.
And my dad as well came over here from Ghana, and I've got an opportunity to travel to both Jamaica and Ghana.
Wow.
And man, just walking the streets and seeing the people and the similarities in our people, man, and the culture, I think that's affected me in a way to always want to tell stories about unsung heroes.
Come on now.
The stories that aren't being told. That's what I'm about, man.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. So now you done told us you've been around the world and I like LL would say, but you back. So
yeah.
So where are you from originally, and then what's your backstory, and what in terms of what motivates you?
Mm-hmm.
Now you told us where you're from, but are you originally from? So you're from, or where do you live? Talk to the folk about that, man.
Yeah. So born and raised in Connecticut, in Hamden, Connecticut, actually. So in kind of like a multicultural space, very similar to New York.
Yeah,
so,
it is very much so.
Definitely a lot of diversity there. Right now, though, I'm actually living in Haiti.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know.
Professor, did you hear what he said? Haiti.
Yeah.
Haiti, man.
Yeah. So I've been able to be around a lot, man. And my wife, she actually runs an English school over there.
Wow.
So we're doing some missionary work over there, and yeah, man, I've been blessed, man.
Yeah, well, salute to your wife, man.
Yeah,
salute to First Lady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is really pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got to go into. We're gonna get a song in, but I got to ask this question. Understanding that you're pretty well traveled, and understanding what motivated you to go into. Now, let me tell you, he's a filmmaker, a millennial that's transforming lives through filmmaking. What caused you or motivated you to go that direction? And then we're gonna go to the song, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna give you some Monster Tara. I told you,
Yeah.
God over money is a serious situation.
Okay.
But tell the folk, man, for real.
Yeah. So I always knew I wanted to do film, man. Even as a young child, I always just was drawn by telling stories. You know, like even the toys and stuff that I had, the action figures. It wasn't enough just to play with them.
We could play
They had
with
to
it.
have backstories, and I was like, this guy's from this planet, and a whole bunch of stuff. So when I was in high school, I actually remember I took a film and genre class, and we watched this film called Memento way back in the day. And essentially, man, it just impacted me, man, because it really made me think, bro. It's like one of those Inception films, you know what I'm saying? And it just put me in a place where I recognized that I wanted to make films that made people think. That it
Wow.
wasn't just enough to entertain them, that I want you to leave the theater changed and ready to take action in your own life, whether it's in local communities or in your ministry or whatever.
All right, so there it is. You already know you about to get it. You about to get this. But right now we're gonna give you some of this boom bap. God over money. Hey, Professor, cue it up. You already know. Monster Tara. Welcome back. We'll be back.
I'm a lion in the jungle. 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 I was trying to keep it humble, but they tried and they fumbled. Now I'm a lion in the jungle. I'm a lion in the jungle. Please do not beef with me, people. See that I keep heat with me. It is deceitful to speak on me. I keep my team with me frequently, and if you sleep on me, then I will put you to sleep with these hands. I'm about to mess up your plans. LeBron ain't the only one bringing the gold to the land. They will be lifting my hand. We will remain in demand. I am the greatest, and I don't care what you're saying. I do not care what your name is. You can be famous, act like you don't know who Shane is. You learn I'm nothing to play with, and this is tribal. When you look up to your idols, and then they become your rivals. This is survival. I'll put my hand on the Bible. You are not ready to try no. I'm a lion in the jungle. 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 I was trying to keep it humble, but they tried and they fumbled. Now I'm a lion in the jungle. I'm a lion in the jungle. You do not want it with me when I bring sons of savagery. Step in the ring and I promise a tragedy. They used to look at the champion and laugh at me. Now they bow down and then call me your majesty. And I woke up to your bodies like silverware, and I won't stop till my team become millionaires. None of you wrestlers are really built for me. Most of you look like you were built in Build-A-Bear. I am believing. Come from the east side of Cleveland. Nothing is something, you see it. And I've been dreaming, but I'm a nightmare of demons. Cross me, you see I'm like Jesus. I am a problem, and this is my ring of honor. You should be ready with commas. Here is the drama. You too afraid to acknowledge the product. I'm a lion in the jungle. 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 I was trying to keep it humble, but they tried and they fumbled. Now I'm a lion in the jungle. 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 I was trying to keep it humble, but they tried and they fumbled. Now I'm a lion in the jungle. 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 I was trying to keep it humble, but they tried and they fumbled. Now I'm a lion in the jungle. I'm a lion in the jungle. Please do not.
The No More Dirty TV show, hosted by Minister Fred 2, airing the cleanest and dopest music videos in the industry every Wednesday and Friday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the No More Dirty Inc. YouTube channel. We got clean, positive Christian hip-hop and urban music for your viewing and listening pleasure. We also have music video exclusives, interviews, ciphers, life lessons, and more. Make sure to follow us at Minister Fred 2, at No More Dirty Inc., and at No More Dirty Radio Show. For more information, email us at info@nomoredirty.org or call 256-698-9749. The No More Dirty TV show. Connect with us and tune in.
My goodness, bruh.
Yep.
What do you think about it? Lion in the Jungle?
Dope, man. For sure.
We gonna give it to you, man.
Yeah,
Since you're
yeah.
a big hip hop head, hey, I eat, sleep, and live it.
I
That's
love
it.
man. I
For
love
real,
it,
for
man.
real. All right, so we got to get in. Before we do, I got to let people know we do this every week just so people know what's happening globally.
Sure.
So every Friday night, you've got a little taste of it in the intro. It's the No More Dirty TV show. Professor, let's go and put them on real quick. It's every Wednesday night and Friday night we do this, and we do it virtually. Of course, you can catch it on the YouTube or No More Dirty Inc. YouTube channel. That's my man. My co-host is DB Real Music, man. He's an amazing artist. Actually, just got nominated for one of 2 hip hop award shows, one out in Phoenix and another place. So he's doing really good. So shout out to my man DB Real Music. But every Wednesday night and Friday night, 7:30 Central Standard Time, and then you can figure it out. East Coast go up 1, West Coast throw the W's and go back 2. Now, then on Saturdays, this is what we do every Saturday. I got somebody in the building. That's my man, Professor X, just for you all who have never met him in person. It's Professor and put the X up. We ain't talking about X-Men. It's 1X. There it is. You know what I mean? So that's every Saturday, and we do it at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then for those that are on travel, because we had a lot of requests, people are like, man, I'm always running on the weekend. No problem. Monday nights, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And then on Sundays, man, we do the No More Dirty Radio Show. Now we're on several. I like that, bro. On 5 o'clock, we're on G93. Shout out to my man Ed Gaines. And you can either have an app, G93 Radio. They do classic hip hop and R&B. Then at 6 o'clock, we're on We Up 103.1. It's all about baptizing the boom bap. We all in there. You know what I mean? And then on Mondays, we go global with the Envision-Radio. Envision-radio.com. So that you got plenty of content, and then we got some new stuff coming down the pipe. We hanging out with this dude. We about to do some crazy stuff. So bring us back in the building. Appreciate you, Professor X. So let's get in on this film thing, man. So
Yeah, man.
you were inspired by toys and getting it. I mean, bro, like Toy Story came to life for you or something, right?
Yeah,
but it's just
for
a
sure.
brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love the fact and folk, I got a chance to go on my alma mater. We had alumni weekend and had an opportunity to go to your film premiere.
Yeah.
Bro, epic.
Yeah.
Epic.
Appreciate that, bro.
Epic. Yo, so listen, we got to talk about that. In fact, Professor, let's do the trailer. Let's show him the trailer. Then when we come back, we're gonna talk about this award-winning major film feature and where you've been with it and all that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna dig in.
Okay.
So yo, check this out. This is crazy, man. Yo, a millennial, let the Lord, brother, getting it. Let's go. What?
The history of the Black church isn't just the Black church being a symbol of freedom. It's also the Black church being an instrument of freedom.
No racism. 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
Across the course of history, if you look at the persons who have been very active, they have a grounding that has to do with faith.
We are literally standing on the shoulders of our forefathers who have done this type of work hundreds of years before.
If somebody was going to get the gospel, it wasn't going to come to them on a sheet of paper.
And we are tired.
From slavery to segregation to Jim Crow to the black codes.
There is no separation of church and society.
But it's also time for action. Like, we got to do something.
1963 is not an end, but a beginning.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, I had chills, man. When I was sitting in the amphitheater looking at that thing, I was like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
dude, you a young cat, man, thinking like far reaching.
Appreciate that.
You know what I mean? So let's let the church say. You didn't
Yeah.
even put a closure on it. You just
Yeah,
open-ended
let the church say.
statement,
Yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
Not even open-end question. Y'all, do you hear what I'm saying? It was a open-end statement. No ... Let the church say what?
Yeah.
Okay, you gotta talk to the people on that one, bro, because you messed me
Yeah.
up coming
Yeah.
in
No,
on the gate
man.
on that for real,
I
for real.
so this film was my inspiration. I was inspired to do this film back in March of 2020.
Okay, I
Right?
get it. Yeah,
So a lot of stuff was going on.
yeah, for
We're talking
sure.
about, you know, all the racial upheaval. We're in the midst of a pandemic.
Yeah.
And then George Floyd happens, and Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor and all that stuff. And I felt like so much was going on, and I started having some questions as far as where's the church's role in the midst of all this sorrow,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of individuals talking and having conversations about this. And in that time, it felt like the narrative was being dominated by an organization that necessarily didn't have any religious ties. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You look at the Black Lives Matter movement, it looked as if there was this shift as far as what the central nucleus of social justice was coming from. So now for me, I always, hearing all the stuff that Martin Luther King did and Ralph David Abernathy and in the years of the civil rights movement, where the church was a key component in that, and now it's just this major shift where it's like
Right.
it almost seems like we're a bystander. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So let the church say comes from this place of giving. I feel like this film gives voice to the church in this conversation. And it's a film that we sit down with individuals that know the church the best, and they're telling the truth about where the church has and has not been involved, and giving that information to you plainly so that we can really figure out where we've been, where we are, and where we're going to be in the future.
You know, one of the things that impressed me in just being in that space in that moment was the question that you posed. Is the church dead, or is it still alive or alive?
Mhm.
Man, bro, I work in community, in housing, in low income, the whole nine. And that is always the question that many questions I get from just the ones I serve. And they're like, hey, Mr. Whitlow, do you believe in God? Where's the church? What is the church saying? Do you know a good church that would accept me? And
Yeah.
so when I was peeping this, man, I just was like, oh man. Not only did I have chills, I was like, when it got to the Q&A, I was like, let me just stand up and say, man, shout out to you, bro. You
Yeah,
need to be
I
on the
appreciate
show
that. I appreciate
now.
you being there. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And then all my people there, they were like, yo, Fred, you need to check this. And then I saw you that Friday night, and it
Mhm.
was just like, bruh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, so what, at this point, we know what caused you to go down this lane, but what has kept you dedicated to this film itself?
Yeah. So I feel like what's kept me dedicated, man, is God has put us such on like an incredible journey. And
Okay.
every time we screen this film, the reactions that we get. I mean, you were there last night, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So we're talking about it's after midnight.
Yo, sir, listen, let me go
Yeah.
there. And I'm
Go ahead,
gonna
go
pump you
ahead.
on this one. Listen, the show started like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
and it's only what, an hour and
Yeah.
8 minutes.
Yeah,
It's an hour and
exactly.
10 minutes. Let's say an hour and 15. Let's just give them the extra with credits.
Mhm.
We were there an additional 3 hours,
Legit.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, it was epic. It was, yo,
Yeah. And you saw the energy in the
the
room.
energy was
We're having
bananas.
this, post-film Q&A, and people from the crowd are asking questions, and they're bringing up topics on what's the church doing about this and what the church doing about that. And it's not just full criticism.
No.
It's us actually collectively working together of, okay, you know, what can we do moving forward in order to make change in our local communities?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's what this film is about. It's starting that conversation between both generations, right? So the more experienced generation,
intergenerational.
and the young people who are out there leading the movement to see, hey, how can we come together and make the most impact for the gospel?
And the other thing, and we're going to talk about, I want to talk a little bit about your stellar cast. The cast was bananas.
Yeah.
But I think the other thing too, that was really very impressive is that there were, remember the comments of some of the older generation, they were like, you know, we're sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The lady said she said, I didn't even know this was going on. I mean, I heard it, but I didn't really believe that was really happening. But if it is, young man, I'm sorry. What can we do? That was when you get a call and response, and then they're waiting anxiously for what's the next steps.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about more than entertainment.
Yeah.
Now you're talking more than just a documentary.
Absolutely.
Bro, I've been to more documentaries than you can name. I done traveled the world for that.
Yeah.
But for them to say, for those individuals in that audience to say, we're sorry as a generation, we dropped the ball as a church. But we're not done, and we are still alive, which was your question: is the church dead or alive? Man, it was so refreshing, bro.
Yeah,
it was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
It was bananas.
Absolutely, yeah. And these are the type of conversations we want to start,
and keep going,
Absolutely, because this is just the first step of a much longer conversation. So when we first developed this film, it's specifically supposed to be a docu-series,
okay,
right? Talking about different aspects of the church and culture and where we're involved.
Well, I do want to do this. Let's go ahead and talk about a few Stella, and we're going to play one of your Stella, because you had a stellar cast. So tell them a little bit about your stellar cast.
So we were able to get, Grammy nominated artist Jacqueline Carr is a part of this film.
She just got a whole bunch of more Grammys coming out this last, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's definitely been blowing up.
She the truth.
Yeah.
And gospel. I ain't talking about hip hop. I'm talking about taking you to church gospel.
Yeah.
And that was dope to have that with Let the Church.
Yeah. Darlene McCoy is part of this, nationally syndicated radio host. We've got a cast of great historians, Dr. Teresa Fry Brown, Dr. Walter Fluker. I mean, these are individuals that are like experts when it comes to Black church. Like this, they're teaching, Black church studies at some of the highest, academic, offices in the country. So
I want to go to a song. Professor, let's go ahead and cue up one of the main cast members, Darlene McCoy. She's not only a syndicate, but she's also a national recording artist. And so I knew her from back in the day with some of the showcases. But she has a song called Even Me. And I think it's really fitting because the church has to say, even me, even us.
Yeah.
We have a role to play. And until we do that to the fullest, we have not measured up. And we can't say to the unchurched or to those that are skeptics in terms of faith, right? Well, you need God. But where is God in the church? We'll be right back. The session, Bible Beats and Bars, with our special guest, Mr. Rafiq. You can do your thing, brother. Let's go. Hey, man, give it to him, Professor. We'll be right back. Man, this.
Father, our world needs you. People need to know that you are real. Fill me today with your spirit. Let love, joy, and peace radiate from even me. And may your spirit become contagious to every soul I encounter. Amen.
I hear you calling me, calling your spirit drawing me. Good and bad and joy and pain, they all go hand in hand. Often they play their roles at the same time. Confused, I don't understand. I don't do everything wrong, and I'm not always right. so unworthy. You call me, your spirit draws me. The thoughts in me overshadowed by my wrong. I should do good, but I won't. It makes me wonder why God keeps on loving me. I don't deserve it. He thinks I'm worthy. Oh, you calling me, your spirit draws me. Even me, you calling me, your spirit draws me. I found out when I'm weak, your strength is made perfect. And when I think I can't, you prove that I can. And when I'm empty, your grace is enough for me. Oh, I hear you calling my name. Even I wanna be closer to you. Your spirit draws me. Even
You know, even me. I love that
Mm-hmm.
because I love that song because it really just says, kingdom starts with us,
Yeah.
individually, collectively, the whole nine. Professor, why don't you go ahead and toss up the cash apps because I think we need to talk about that a little bit. Um, I want to just say, first of all, appreciate what you're doing. You see that there. I want you to take the time to cash app to support.
Mhm.
Listen, they got cash app is $ let the church say,
Yeah.
right? Then you got PayPal, which is, let the church say. And then, of course, Zelle, you already know the business, and it is contact @ let the church say. We talk about the church. We talk about, and we're going to dig in on this. We talk about support, but don't just say, man, that was a great film. Don't just say that's a great cause. Be a part of the changing be a revolutionary.
Yeah.
So for you, as that we keep that up there, I want people to just divide. I want you to spend some money on something worth spending money. Let's talk about the theme,
Mm-hmm.
the Black church, : is it dead or alive? Why that? Because that's a hard statement, bro.
Yeah.
Especially because people ain't trying to really talk about that, bro.
Yeah.
So what's up?
Yeah, man. So like I said, this inspiration came back in 2020, man, and going through all the stuff that we were going through as a people, man, and seeing how people responded and how a large portion of the response was not necessarily coming from the church. Now, this question is not one that's new. It's not necessarily one that I came up with. It's actually a question that people have been asking for years. And you know as well, behind closed
Yeah.
doors, people are having these conversations, even if they're not saying those words particularly. But anyone can Google right now. If you type in, the Black church is dead or is the Black church dead, there's
Mhm.
going to be a list of articles that come
Right.
up from people from different backgrounds that are saying, listen, we've lost our centrality in African American
Yeah.
communities.
Yeah.
Our attendance is dropping and
Yeah.
going down.
For sure.
Individuals who are my age or younger are leaving the church at higher rates than ever before.
Yeah.
And our lack of adapting to the social issues that's going on in our community
Yeah.
is going to lead to ultimately a death. And it might not be necessarily a physical death because people are going to always keep going to church.
Right.
But if we die, like purposely,
Right.
right? Then it's
Well,
you know,
I love what you're saying, but let me say this. If the young people and the young adults, millennials, Alpha, generation um, Gen Z, and then the millennials stop attending church and stop supporting church, whether that's being involved, taking on a role, an active role in
yeah,
change and transformation,
yeah,
then the church literally will die,
yeah.
because the Bible says, how can you teach them if they're not there?
Hmm.
So no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, the churches is dying in terms of growth.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to specify, we're not asking this question in a way to try to like attack the church.
Correct.
It is to start a open dialogue about where we are and what we can do to create a brighter future. Because all the things I just mentioned, they're happening regardless.
Right.
But when we start conversations like this, then we can start to fight against that narrative and
Right.
do something different.
And you give people an opportunity to participate.
Exactly.
Not just talk about it, be about it.
Yeah. The church is us.
We are the church.
We are the church.
That's it.
So we got to get engaged and get involved in what's going on.
And if we get engaged, like you're saying, then it'll be easier to walk into a building or a space,
Yeah,
and fellowship in church.
yeah,
Because church is really kingdom.
yeah,
And when, like Acts 1, all these people came together and that became kingdom.
yeah,
They fed, they ate, they fellowship, they taught of the Lord, then they met the needs.
Mhm.
That's church.
yeah.
And anything outside that is nonsensical.
Hmm. Hmm.
All right, so I want to do one more, and then we're gonna go to the song. I got to give you some more boom bap. We
Sure.
went kind of laid back a little bit, but I think it's important. I really think it's important that we kind of dig in on this. So I do want to ask this other question. So in terms of the impact your film, and how does that impact people moving forward in the right direction and intergenerationally speaking?
Mhm.
So like you're a millennial, someone else is 40 years old, another person's 60. You have a mother or a deacon has been an elder from the day one for the church.
Mhm.
How do you see your film, Let the Church Say, bringing about wholeness and unity to transform the church and the community for the better? How do you see
Yeah.
that with your film?
Yeah, so I definitely think to start, first and foremost, this is a conversation starter, and it allows people to reach on the other side of the aisle to connect with individuals that may see things differently than they do, and then let's work together towards a better future, right? And there's so many different ways that you can do that. There's a whole host of resources that are out there. I'm connected to a pastor that's in North Carolina, where his church is connected to an organization that actually provides free legal aid to the people in his community. So if you're having an issue, you're about to get evicted, or you need a will made, you can go to the church to get that type of resources.
Which is what happened in the 50s and the 60s.
Yes, and that's what we talk about in the film.
I mean, and they did that across the state and really, globally.
Mhm.
Because when they did that, King and the whole movement, the civil rights movements, I'm part of Poor People's Campaign, lead out here in Huntsville, this area.
Okay.
And what I've learned and is that it's really about linking arms with others across the aisle and across organizations. And when we do that, we can heal our land. So
Yeah.
we want to turn on to Scott, his brother. He came down for our comedy show. His name is Stephen Boyd. I want you to listen to this joint. Be inspired, but not only be inspired, and Professor's going to put up the Cash App. Be inspired to spend some dollars for a great cause as you're enjoying this song, Heal the Lamb. Heal the Land. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm talking about the lamb. Yeah, he the lamb of lamb, but we talking about the land right now. All right, give it to him, man. We'll be right back.
Jesus said that in the last days there'd be wars and rumors of wars. There'd be trouble on every hand, pestilence and earthquakes in the land. Run against brother, and they be killing one another. I asked the Lord why and how can we change? He said only if you call on my name, and I would heal the land. If my people humble, I would heal the land. Thank you, Jesus. Seek my face and call upon my name. Bow their knees, oh yes, and turn from their wicked ways. I will hear from heaven and heal the land. If my people humble, I will heal the land. Seek my face and call upon my name. Bow their knees, then turn from their wicked ways. I will hear from heaven. Father, here we are. Your people standing, kneeling, uplifted hands, and uplifted hearts. Acknowledging we need you. We need you to come in. If my people humble, I will heal them. Thank you, Jesus. Seek my face and call upon my name. And bow their knees. Oh, and turn from their wicked ways. I will hear from heaven and heal. If my people humble, I will heal them. We call on you with lifted hands, bow their knees. Bow their knees. Oh, and turn from their wicked ways. I will hear from heaven and heal the land. Oh Lord, here we are with bowed down head, humble heart, and bended knee. We repent to you, God, and ask you to purge our hearts. God, we ask you to forgive us, for we've fallen short of the price that you paid. Today, we decree and declare and proclaim that when we seek your face and call your name, you said you would.
So as we do a wrap up, because this has just been kind of heavy.
Mhm.
I do want you, there's this component a lot of times people talk about, and we talked about it offline. So let's just bring it there. Keep it 100. A lot of times we in the black church is emotionally stimulated,
Mhm. Mhm.
but we fail to be physically and mentally active.
Yeah.
What do you hope this film, and I know it is going to, but for those that are like, I mean, the black church is solid. Yeah, it's solid, but it's just, is it solid as a rock
Mhm.
or is it moving? Because the gospel is a movement.
Mhm.
So how do you see this film addressing not just enjoying the entertainment
Yeah.
and the emotionalism that comes? And there's nothing wrong with being emotional in the Lord, but after you come down off of that emotional high, you can't just not do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I believe for church leadership specifically, this film provides, in a way, a blueprint, man.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when we look back at history and we see what the black church was involved in, you mentioned some of it, some of our first black banks.
Come on. Yes, the Freedmen Bank.
Exactly.
We had one here in Huntsville,
Oh,
Alabama,
word. Okay.
for years
Yeah.
during the time of Reconstruction
That's dope.
up until the Jim Crow
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So like job training and, business bureaus, all these things that in the latter time, the church and the time before came from the foundation of the Black church. And it was mainly because the type of resources that we needed as a people in that time, we couldn't get it outside of the church walls. So the church stepped in and filled the gap. Well, there's still gaps happening today in our society. There's education gaps and there's housing gaps and there's employment gaps. And I still believe the church has the power to fill in that gap and provide those resources. Because when you think about it, no matter what organization is out there, whether it's Black Lives Matter, NAACP, there is no organization that has as much buying power as the Black church does.
And I will say this, and I love that you brought that up because I had a conversation with, and I'm a part of several organizations of ministers. And one of the things we had this conversation I shared was with right up the alley you were saying is that the Black church is the bank.
Yeah.
You understand? During the time when Montgomery was acting crazy and they didn't want to let us ride the bus for them so many days, the church became the transportation.
Yes.
All of the church buses became the martyr system.
Mm-hmm.
And they lost over $1 million to $2 million in less than a year, bro.
Yeah.
So imagine the Black church saying we're going to have a healthcare clinic in our extra room, our fellowship. These are things that when you watch the film, it's going to stir up your soul emotionally, but mentally, what can I do to impact change?
Yeah, and I also feel like it's going to unify as well across denominations.
Correct.
We had a screening of this film in Atlanta, and it was packed, 150 plus people there, sold out crowd. And after the screening, we had a very similar Q&A. But what I love, there was ministers across multiple denominations, and they all got together in a corner and was like, "Yo, so like, what are we gonna do?" And they like started talking, like, "Yeah, what's next?" Like, they're working together now and saying, after seeing this film, we've been impacted in such a way that we want to collaborate in a way that's going to make larger impacts and think analytically about how we can serve our communities.
Yeah.
And that's what I think this film does. So if you're a church leader, even if you're a church member, this film is for you. It is for that individual who has a passion, that has a ministry, that wants to do more, and it's going to engage you both emotionally, mentally, and spiritually.
And actively.
Yeah.
So again, thank you. I was getting ready to say that, man. I love Professor X. He's already on it. So let's talk about how they can get in touch with you. And then I'm going to make it. I'm going to step out on behalf of our organization and share what we're going to do to help you move this needle in our community.
Awesome.
So how can they get in touch with you? How can they support you? We know we got the cash out. We'll put that up. But what's your website, email, telephone number?
Yeah, so you can find out more information about this film at letthechurch.com. That's letthechurch.com. No, just let the church. Yeah, let the church.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, when you go there, you can find where we're going to be screening next. We're having screenings across the country. I think our next screening is in Birmingham.
Okay. Yes.
We're also available on Vudu. So the streaming platform Vudu, if you have Roku, it should be available on your television. You can watch it right now. Just go to Vudu, type in "Let the Church Say," it'll come up. You can start watching.
Okay, so let me stop. So here's what we're saying, and this is what I'm saying as a man of God, and as I'm saying as one who's a change agent. Tonight, or between tonight and this next week, 7 days. You got 7 days to go to Vudu.
VUDU.
Okay, VUDU. Right. That's on. If you have a flat screen, it comes up. It's one of the apps. You download the app on your big screen,
or you can do it on your phone.
Or on your phone. And I want you to do the PayPal and just support, because again, we talk about the gospel, but if we're not supporting the gospel's free, but it costs to deliver. It costs to be on platform. It costs to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing is free outside when it comes to our costs. So go to Vudu, VUDU, the app. Go ahead and download it. Look up Let the Church Say. Support. There it is on the screen. Cash App. No More Dirty. Will be one of those right there. We're going to do it on our end.
Appreciate you.
But I'm talking about in terms of supporting him. I want you to support this movement. Support them. Let the Church Say everything. $ in front. Cash App, PayPal, and also on their website,
Yeah.
letthechurch.com.
And when you go there, if you watch the film, reach out to us. We want to connect with you. Our email is on the website, so you can find a way to contact us, sign up for our mailing list, stay connected, because we
Yeah.
really want to build a community where we can work together for change.
And then what we'll do, bring us back online. What we'll do, Professor, we'll go ahead and start the conversation here. So we'll work on having something ready within the next month or two. Where we'll actually do just like when we do our comedy shows or we do our clean Christian hip hop shows.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an official screening here.
Awesome. Awesome.
So you
Thank
can
man.
count on us,
Appreciate
No
that.
More Dirty in this area, to support you.
Yeah.
And we'll build it out, because if we don't do it, if it ain't big, we gonna do it big, bro.
Yeah. Awesome.
So we're gonna pack it out for you.
Yeah.
And we're gonna help raise some money so you can do a lot of great things. This is
Awesome.
just the first doc series of a many to come.
Yeah. And I just want to say one more thing
Go
real
ahead.
quick. For those of you who are wondering what the funds are going towards, we are pushing towards an initiative right now where we are trying to screen this film at 100 different churches across America coming this June. So it's going to be part of our Juneteenth celebration. We're going to do a virtual screening of this in 100 churches. And
Okay.
that's going to start conversations in each church where after you watch the film, you can sit there and talk with your congregation, and then we can build that community on moving forward. So everything that you contribute goes towards so many other people seeing this film and being touched by it.
Love it. Love it. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. People chiming in already, brother. You know. Yeah. Okay, good. So you got people checking for you now, brother.
That's dope.
That's
That's
how it
dope.
goes. So we're gonna have a word of prayer. And then I'm gonna ask Professor to show the trailer one more time.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go out with a couple boom baps, some music, man, that will inspire you and you all as well. And again, we want to say thank you for taking the time to just to hang out with us again. The session Bible Beats and Bars. Man, thank you so much for
No,
being a
thank
part,
you, man.
bro.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
real talk, brother. It shook my bones, brother. So when you shaking our bones, we're gonna shake the world's bones, baby.
Okay.
All right. So any shout outs you want to give before I give closing
Yeah,
prayer?
man. There's so many people that are a part of this project. Nancy Howard, our executive producer.
Shout out to
Joe
Nancy.
Howell, producer. All the individuals who are part of our cast. It's been a long journey, man, and we're just really grateful to bring this film to the world, man.
Well, you're doing it, man. So listen, if it's easy, it ain't gonna last, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man.
Yeah.
What you're doing is impacting the world, and you're taking and you're building legacies, and we're just most grateful.
Thank you, man.
So let's pray.
Yeah.
So God, we just want to say thank you for my brother. We thank you for his vision. Thank you for allowing him to be a revolution, man, a young millennial, Lord. And you said that you would give young men and women these visions and dreams, and you're doing it. So God, I ask that you would be with him and his entire team. Be with those that are spending time in investing in his vision, investing in the gospel, and investing in the Black church. And then, God, we ask that as a result of this conversation and the conversations that will happen even afterward, that hundreds, yea, thousands, yea, millions will come to understand the importance of the Black church, and that they will let the church say, not just amen, but what must we do to transform our community, our congregation, and our individual members for the better. We stand on a promise that you will not hold any good thing from him and his team. So we ask in the name of Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible, pleading the blood of he who has given his life so that we might live. We thank you. We thank you in advance. And Lord, I pray every night and every morning. I say, Lord, you are God. Blow my mind. I ask you would blow this brother's mind and his entire support cast team. Bless them individually and bless them over and abundantly above what they think, ask, and even believe. In the name of he who makes all things well, Yeshua the Christ, who is Jesus of the Bible. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Brother, you did that, man. Well, listen, this is just the beginning. So, you got a partner here. No More Dirty all day, every day,
Appreciate
always.
man.
You know what I
Thank
mean?
you, bro.
Bless up, bless up. So, listen, we hope you had a great time. Shout out to my man, Professor X. You got to throw the graphic up, bro. We don't go out without them knowing who you are, man, because you always see me, but I got a squad too. So, man, shout out to Professor X, Scissor, and all the rest of the crew. Kevin, and Ken. And we love you. Again, don't forget to go to the website, letthechurch.com. Go to the website, letthechurch, right?
Yep,
.com. I got it. I almost said let the church say, let the church say ... That's what you need to be saying and doing. You know what I mean? So anyway, we love you, man. Thanks again. Tune in. Don't forget, if you're on travel, you can catch us on Monday. And then it's worldwide on No More Dirty Inc. And then we'll also share the link with you. So, it's yours. Take it. Do what you got to do.
Thank you.
All right. Professor, let's take him out with a boom bap. Let's give him some of that, hog mog, man, since you like the boom bap. And then we're going to give you one of my joints, too, is called I'm Still Here. Where the church is still here, we're still here, God's still here, and we love you. We'll see you next week. No More Dirty.
I used to be an animal. I used to be an animal.
I could drop a jewel, but what's the point if you don't comprehend it? $1 billion ain't worth what common sense is. Death in Christ, only things you can be confident in. And the fact that every action has its consequences. Think about that before you make a move. Hey yo, it's guidelines you gotta abide by. You don't make the rules, for real. But you gon' feel it if you break the rules. Say you move like a wolf and you looking like a plate of food. And you can't stop him from bombing, you let him in the door. Why you thinking he needing to see you sinning for? Open your eyes, recognize that you win the war. That's for sure. If you ain't fighting, how you gon' win the war? Think Paul was tripping and scripture said this the good fight. For real. You get caught slipping and it's good night. Check the G code, better be reading that book, right? We all facing life on death row. Suge Knight. Wonder why your Christianity ain't worked yet. Cause you ain't killed yourself, and that's the first step. Kill your flesh, then Satan getting murked next. We all gotta go, but a coward gon' die the worst death. I'm about that life, cause that coward life is not for me. You gotta see, I say I'm banging cause I gotta be. The battle's real, the war's on, it won't stop for me. I'm down to die for the king cause he died.
In the night, putting in work was my life. Now I'm changed, still I fight. It's no game, living right. I used to be an animal. I thank the Lord he didn't damn my soul. I used to be an animal.
I was 10 toes in this pavement, see footprints in this cement. Had to bang hard to get banged on till I understood what that cement. I ain't listened to the Lord's call, but the message was resent. When I finally received it, what I read was repent. Devil rolled around my town in a big caddy. Devil got a whole name saying with a big fatty. I was breaking up marriages, I was flipping them packages, I was shooting with savages, missing babies and carriages. Fitted on my forehead, I was on set with the old heads. I was 19, it was cold red, try to put a cap in my forehead. I was outside getting more bread, now I'm inside like COVID. Come around where I go bed, I up sticks that blow lead. Straps sound like bone thugs, go bump, 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 bump. When you hear me say whole mob, next thing you hear me say mob up. Praise God with a Christ cross like jump, 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 jump. When you hear me say devil down, next thing you hear me say God up.
I went up in the night, putting in work was my life. Now I'm changed, still I fight. It's no game, living right. I used to be an animal. I thank the Lord he didn't damn my soul. I used to be an animal.
I stay on point cause life here's a nightmare. Keep your pulse on and a knife near. 10 niggas in the car, one might care. They don't fight fair, lose your life here. See the before and right there. When the knife tears, my prayers couldn't stop his terrors. Walk to the light, bright glare. I saw wisdom, white hair. This prison I'm in is in his plan. The grip I was in, that got in. Sin was exposed, he couldn't stand. I'm on the yard with the killers. 25 years with the illest. Down the light, learning to walk, learning to fight for what's right. But still, trapped in this life, them words on a kite can murder a life. Everything's flammable. True on his mandible. Look at the animal. Keep it maniacal. Strong ties give me strong vines. Hog tied, released out of prison that I recommitted murder. That's how this all died.
In the night, putting in work was my life. Now I'm changed, still I fight. It's no game, living right. I used to be an animal. I thank the Lord he didn't damn my soul. I used to be an animal.
Like Nebuchadnezzar, just out of my mind. With some work in the dresser, I was never too hard to find. Had a crew heavy iron, wore blue on the line. Rob dudes for the grind, no truce for the crime. And they knew that I could pull it. Something wrong with that guy. Clip for the long bullet, call him animal fry. Women was just flesh, had tangible thighs. Sinning was my nest, flown with the animal squad. Lurked in the wildlife, I'm on Wolves LA, the best of evil. Try to be a nice guy, did it my way down in Escondido. Suburb would let me live, got perved and did my bid. Never turned on my friends, tried to learn what I is. Had false identity, they never knew who I was. But the streets felt kin to me, couldn't tell me what love. If you knew what I really was, you would say it's a miracle. I know what Christ really does, and it's empirical.
I would lurk in the night, putting in work was my life. Now I'm changed, still I fight. It's no game, living right. I used to be an animal. I thank the Lord he didn't damn my soul. I used to be an animal.